Hi everyone, it's Maggie, and I was invited by Cori Dahmen to participate in her Little Bits of Lace 2024 challenge. And when I watched her video, which I will put a link in the description box to her first video, um, it was just what I needed to get myself going again in 2024. She knows my love of laces, and um, like her and many others, I have so many scraps. So many. And so the challenge is basically um, to use your scraps any way you'd like. Now she's using little bits of scraps, and mine are probably going to be bigger. I do have some small ones like she showed in her video, but here's one container, and some of them are larger. It basically, what goes into my scrap bins are like pieces. If I'm at the end of, say, a yard of lace, and I've got this much left, this goes into the scrap bin. Or an applique that I've cut apart and used, and I have little pieces left right there. This goes into the scrap bin. And let's see, just, yeah, see, like, just some are little, some are like I said, some are larger, some are appliques, some are flowers, some are lace trims, some are pieces of doilies, some are really old, like this is the last of a large piece that I had of a vintage woman's jacket or like blouse, and this is what I have left, and I loved using every little bit of it. And then let's see what else. Then there's some with color. This is what I had left of an applique. I cut up all my appliques. I hardly ever use them as is. These pieces come from appliques. This is from a fabric that I cut. There's probably a piece in here somewhere. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is the fabric. And I cut some individual round pieces. So, so here's the first bin, and then I did bring out another one that I keep in one of those book boxes. Let me open it up first. And most of these are in the old vintage antique type of scraps. And yeah, and there's just like, this is, I believe this is antique. This was a sample. And let's see, other, these are just pieces that were left over. There's crochet pieces. There's, I thought I did have some tatting. That might be in the other one, though. I might have put that in the other bin in case I wanted to use it. So, yeah, so see, there's just tons. This is a piece from a by the yard, I think. So anyway, you get the idea. That's part of a collar. All right, so let's get down to it. What I thought oops, sorry for the noise. What I thought I would do was I had made this little fabric booklet out of scraps of muslin, and there's several pages. I think there's 12 pages on the inside, and then the front and back cover. And then I had put this piece of, oh, I know I'm not going to remember the name of it now. It's what they used to use on mattresses, and I can't think of the name. Somebody will tell me in the comment section, I'm sure. And originally, I don't even remember what type of book I was going to make this into, but excuse me, I did also have, there's a little bit of clue here. I decided against whatever it was I was going to do. So I still had this, though, sitting around, and I thought this would be a good time to use it. And I thought what I would do is use each page as a sample page of different ephemera things that you can make with your scraps. So I thought just for this starting video, I would do the cover. So I chose some pieces out of the first bin, and I don't know if I'll use them. I probably won't use them all, but let's see how it goes. Just to save time, so the video doesn't end up being, like an hour long. It still could be, I guess, but hopefully it won't. I have my glue gun already. This is a piece of coffee dyed muslin, and I don't want this ticking. That's the word, ticking. Oh my gosh, I always forget at least one word for every video. And it was large enough to cover the ticking because I don't want that blue in the background. And I want to keep all the frayed edges showing. I love frayed edges. I just love them. And so I'm going to keep those. I'm going to try to keep those. All right. So, all right. So let's start by, putting, I have to pull this over. I had to reposition my my plug thing. We lost power for 2 days. We had a really bad storm a couple of weeks ago, and we lost power. And when the power came back on, 3 of my outlets, my plug-ins, they do not work. Excuse me. My son tried to fix them, and he couldn't figure it out. Of course, he watched a bunch of YouTube videos. That's how he fixes most things around the house. But he couldn't get them to work, so he's going to have to call an electrician. And he probably did, but around here it takes a while to get somebody out here, especially after all the outages. I mean, almost the whole town was out, not for the whole 2 days, but originally the storm was really bad and knocked over trees into power lines get knocked over, transformers got fried, and yeah, it was a real mess. Okay, so anyway, where I had to plug it in, I don't have a lot of leeway. Wait, let me just try something here that might give me a little more room to okay. So there's not a lot of leeway for how far I can stretch that cord. I have to figure something else out. But for now, okay, so we have that down. So here's a piece, and I call this a scrap because it was the end of, and I know it's a large one, but to me, a scrap, usually I don't have anything, I don't put anything in the bin that's over a foot long. And this might be cutting it close, but once I cut it down though, it won't be, because the edge here, I don't want that. So what I was thinking was putting, like I said, I want to keep, where's my scissors? I want to keep the frayed edges showing everywhere. So let me see where I have to cut this. Let's try it right about here first and see how it goes. Okay, that's a little better. And okay, so that's going to sit like that. Okay, so for now, and I think I have it on the right side. Actually, no, I don't. Awesome. So now this side's going to get cut. Oh, well. If you watch my videos, wait a minute. No, I think, let me take my glasses off. Oh yeah, this is the right side. It's hard to tell sometimes. All right, actually that's pretty accurate. Man, it really is hard to tell. I'm thinking though, no, you know what? That isn't the right side. This is. I'm going by these little flowers here. So I guess, was I right the first time? I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave it at this because you're not going to see a lot of it anyway. I'm going to be doing some layering here. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to go along this line with glue. Don't need a lot. Hopefully my head hasn't gotten in the way. Okay. And then I'm going to run some glue on this line here. I'll add more glue after too, but I just want to put it in place. Okay, so let's open up the front and the back pages. All right, now I want to put a line down the spine here. So I hope everybody had nice holidays, a happy new year. We actually had 2 Christmases, one on Christmas Day, one on New Year's Day. I'm going to cut that up here with different family members. So that was fun. All right. So now I'm going to go along the line again. I'll do one line first. Make sure this is straight. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing I do is certainly perfect. It's hard to get it that way. Okay. And now, okay, so I want to go to about there. This is going to be a little awkward, but okay. All right, so now we have to cut this. I'm going to cut it right about there. Okay, now I'm not cutting that straight, am I? This needs to come over a little bit. Let's see. I'll keep this. That's still a scrap. All right, let's see. You can still see the frayed edge there. Okay, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to just put a little thin little line. Oh, I need another glue stick. Thin little line in the middle here. And then a thin little line in here. Okay. All right, so we have that done. Now I'm just going to concentrate on the front. And I'm not sure if I want to do this or not. So I'm going to do a little layering first before I glue anything else down, and that's not going to fit anyway. It wasn't long enough. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh shoot, I was going to put this underneath. Darn. Oh well, I'll end up just wrapping it around the book when it's done. Okay. I don't edit, so what you see is what you get if you're new to my channel, and you will see a lot of bloopers in my videos because if there's a mistake to be made, I make it. Okay, so I have this piece here, and yes, it's a scrap. my version of a scrap. Let's see. Okay, this is the right side. All right, so what I'm thinking for this one is, although I want to cut this off, just there. I am thinking of putting this down here, and there's more than enough for that. Actually, I'm going to cut this down now, whether I use it or not. And that's still a scrap, so that's going back in the bin. Okay, so what else did I decide on? So I have this scrap, and this is a piece from By the Yard. Let me see, make sure I have the right. Do I have the right? Actually, both sides look the same. Okay, so what I was thinking of was just kind of layering a little bit with the scraps. So this is another piece. I don't even know if I've been in frame all this time. This is another piece of an applique, a flat applique. And I could layer that there. Okay. Now I also had taken, I call this a scrap because I had printed out some images on a printed cotton sheet, and this one was left over, so it went in my scrap bin. Now I was thinking of using it, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with the sample book, but I like my covers just to be kind of, you know, finished, if that's the right word, the one I'm looking for. Okay, put that down. Put that down. All right. And then these are off of, I'm trying to think, just a vintage, let me check. I might have a bigger piece in the scrap box here. Let's see if I can quickly find. I cut these out individually, and I mean they're not really flowers, but if you put something in the middle of it, you can make it look like a flower. So let's see how that goes. I'm just looking in here to see what else I have that might go with it. And like when I have like these ribbon flowers, these I put in my scrap box if I only have a couple of them left. If I've used most of them, then they go in my scrap box. Actually, that would go well with her hat. So, and then this is the last piece of a handmade antique doily. Let me cut a piece off. I used most of it on a few different doily books. So you can kind of see the flower in the middle there, but I don't want to take it all off, but I just want to kind of give it a little better shape. Okay. And I don't even know if I'll use these, but let me see. Where, and I don't want to just be adding pieces just to add stuff. It needs to look right to me. So let's see what it looks like with a couple of these instead of the other. I do want to try to keep this though, because just the pink goes. This is, I don't know if you can tell because it's dark, but I should have held it up. The pink hat that she has on, it draws out the pink a little bit out of the image. All right, so let's cut that. And just shape it a little more. I don't want to cover up her hands. Maybe we'll put this like right there. And then, let's see, what did I do with those? I have these buttons. I'm not sure if they're too big or not to put in the middle of those. Okay, and then I think that's it. So let me put these pieces back. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So now I need to take it off. Okay. Need to put my glasses back on. All right. So I'm just basically going to pin this down. I'm just going to put a little dab there, a little dab there for now. Just to keep it in place. Okay, let's open this up again. Okay, and we'll put dab. Okay, and I'm gonna I'll have to trim this here. Please tell me, yep. I was gonna say, please tell me I put that on the right side. Where is the end of that? Oh, it's down here. Okay. So this is going to get cut off a little bit. There we go. And I'm just going to put a little dot there and a little dot there. This is the most creative I've been in like at least 2 or 3 weeks, I want to say. It's just crazy. All right, so I'm going to put just a little bit to keep it down over here, because when I put the rest of it, the pieces down, it's basically going to hold that in place anyway. So if you just use a tiny bit and work it into the fibers, you don't need a lot of glue. You don't need clumps. You won't get clumps doing this. I hate clumps. Okay. And then the next thing I need to do is to put this down. Now I want to make sure I put it in the right place. So this is going to go up here. And then this is going to go here. Like that. Okay. All right, so let's put her. I'm just going to put a little squiggle there. Make sure she's straight. Right, and I usually do this with all my images, just a thin little layer going around the edges. Right, now just the bottom. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am pressing pretty hard to get to work that glue into the different layers, fibers. Okay. All right, now I'm thinking, let me see what I have here. I just thought of something, if I can find the right. This is going to be too white. That's going to be too white. I know I have some in beige, but it's not a snippet. What about this? This brings out, let me see. This brings out the pink also. All right, now let me try it again. Okay, that's going to come down a little bit. those two will cover the edges like that. Let me just cut that off. See what happens. Although they're going sideways, so that's no. But I have to check because you never know. I mean, sometimes I put something down and before I put it down, I think there's no way that's going to work. And then it does. What about just another piece of, nope. Oh, maybe this, because this isn't white. All right, let me. I know some of you have to be yelling at the video right now, either yes or no. No, don't do that. Put that like that. See, if I do that, well, I have to see what it looks like this way because it's going to look fine in the back. But let me see what it looks like this way. Just to cover up the edge of that knitting. I'm wondering, hold on. This could basically go either way. I know this is the correct way, but it's almost the same. Let me see what happens. Because I could cut that off. I don't want to hide her face. Put that like that. Oh, 37. Well, this could be close to an hour, folks. Just saying. No, I can't do that. No. That's not going to work. All right, so how is that going to look okay? I could add a button to it. Another button. All right. Executive decision here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, so this is going to go like that. And so it will be on the correct side. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue across here. And then I'm just going to put on the dark, and then you won't be able to see it. And it'll be tacked nicely down. I think that's good enough for now. My hand frame, yeah. Okay. All right, let's put this back. Okay, that's gonna go there. So let's just put a little bit along there. Again, just for now. And then we're gonna put a little bit along there. And just dots in between the leaves there. Okay. All right, let me see. which side. This is another one that's really hard to tell. This is the right side. All right, so I need to open this up. And I want to cover the edges. So that's going to go like that. And that's going to tack down the edges. Make sure I'm covering it. Okay. Then I just have to make sure, yep, that's gonna cover. All right, so let's do a little line here, a little line there. I should cut that before, and then I'll know where to end. Actually, for me, that's too small. Too small to put back in the bin. Okay, put a little across, a little going down. Stretch it over. There. I just couldn't leave that rough edge of the embroidered trim there. Okay, last but not least, try to open this up a little bit. And want to check where I want to place them again. Double check. Okay, yep, that's where they're going to go. And then these are going to go in the middle. Okay, so a bead of glue there. And they're a little big, but I can make it work. Okay. Open those up. Come on. There we go. All right, so we're going to put that. We're going to put that there. Oops. And I apologize for the shadows too. It's nighttime. It's the quietest time to be able to do a video without interruptions. Not that I always get interruptions, but okay, so get this open as wide as the little flower there. Whoops. I put my camera in a different place and I keep forgetting. I'll show you up close when I'm done anyway. Okay. All right, come on, move over. That's it. That's it. All right. All right, and this is going to go right about here, so I'm not hiding her hands. And then this is going to go right on the corner. Now, the last question is, do I want to take those green leaves out and just put down the flower? And I want to say, well, I was going to take them off, but this background here has some green in it, so I am going to leave them. So let's, okay, and then we're just going to put that right there. Okay, that's it. All right, there we go. Let me find the camera correctly. All right, so this has basically just been scraps. I like how I did the back, actually. Oh, all right, now before I forget, I just want to run a bead of glue along that line there so I don't forget, and it stays down. And then right along there. All right, so this is going to be my not sure what I'll end up calling it, but for now, I think I'm just going to call it my sample book of ephemera scraps. So there, that's basically the cover. And so my next video, whoops, I didn't do the bottom of that. For my next video, I am going to, what am I going to do? What should I do? I might make like some snippets, maybe. Some scrap snippets. Did I just glue that to another page? No. Good grief. If you guys stick with me through this series, for this challenge, I will be forever grateful. Oh gosh, Cori, you don't know what you got yourself into when you invited me to participate. All right, so there's the cover. And I think I'm going to try to do a video a week of it until I'm finished. And I have to check with Cori. I'm not sure if it's going to, you know, the challenge is like for the whole year or till you run out of scraps. I'm not sure. But anyways, like I said, I'll put a link in the description box to Cori's first video explaining the challenge, because anybody can join in. You just want to make sure in your title you put the hashtag Little Bits of Lace 2024. And yeah, I hope to see a lot of my subscribers who I'm subscribed to join in, because a lot of them do use lace, so I'm sure they have scraps. And I'm going to say goodnight before I start just rattling on. So I will see you soon. Good night, everyone.